Good morning, elements. Good morning, elements. Welcome back to the channel. Y'all already know this is Leo, the Lioness Queen. If you happen to like what you see on this channel, please make sure to click that subscribe button and also like the video. And also, for my begging portion of the beginning of the video, please join my membership. It is only $2.99, guys, okay? Happy Tuesday. I believe today is Tuesday. On my way taking my fantastic son to school. Good morning, Miss Cherry Moon. Good morning. Good morning. Yep, we're on the way to school. I gotta figure out what we gonna have for dinner this afternoon. We are supposed to be having a movie night. As you all know, I am off this week. It was very much needed. You know, we just really relaxed and chilled out yesterday. I got a chance to use my Mother's Day gift, which I absolutely freaking love. Okay, as you all know, I've been having problems with my back, and my son pays attention to me so much that he had the person that helped him, you know, get my gift, which they told me he planned it a month ago, to get my gift. He knew I was having problems with my back. And so I didn't realize it had so many attachments to it. And I got a chance to use it yesterday. And when I tell you my back feels better than it had been feeling, because, you know, when you driving the forklift and stuff, you got to turn around backwards. And I think I've been on the high low at this point for, I believe, 8 years. At this point, I've been on the driving the forklift. And of course, when you getting up there in age, it starts to affect. Okay, so, but my back does feel better. I can feel the difference already. So it was a very thoughtful gift. So I had a good Mother's Day, okay? But yes, I am enjoying my second day off. And I look forward to what the rest of the week brings. I do not have to be back to work until this upcoming Monday. But I did want to talk about something that's kind of heavy. I had put two videos up about a nurse here who unfortunately was unalived this past weekend, this past Saturday. But I'll tell you all about that in a minute. All right, boo, have a good day. I'll be here at the time you get out. Hmm. Your mask. All right, hurry up, get there on time. I love you. Okay. All right, so now I can talk about it that he's out the car. But anyway, a nurse here, for those of you who did not watch the video, and I want to warn, this can be kind of triggering, but a nurse here, she was 29 years old, and on Saturday morning, when she was finishing her shift, and to make it such a coincidence, my cousin is actually in the hospital, and that was one of her nurses. I talked to my cousin about it yesterday, because remember how I was telling y'all that it was a reason why we had to reschedule and celebrate Mother's Day next weekend, because of the fact, like I said, my mother had to work, my sister had her kids, and remember I was saying my cousin had something to do where she had to go to and be in a hospital. And usually when she goes and go to the hospital, she has to be in there for at least like a week or whatever. Reason being is because she had that gastric bypass surgery, maybe about 12, 13 years ago. And the doctor who ended up doing it, he did something that messed up her stomach. And so every few months, like clockwork, she has to go to the hospital and stuff because she can, she'll eat or whatever and it'll get kind of clogged up or whatever and stuff. So they have to, do it. So that's the downside of having that surgery when it comes to some people or whatever. But of course, she have kept the weight off everything, but that's just an inconvenience that she has to go through. She's been doing it for so many years at this point that, we're used to it happening. So we actually scheduled the dinner around when she would get out the hospital. But anyway, that young lady that they found was her nurse, okay, because she'd been in there since last Wednesday. So that was her actual nurse. She got off work at 7 something in the morning. You could see on the cameras the ex coming and forcing her by gunpoint into the car. They ended up finding her body in the trunk of the truck or the truck later on that afternoon in front of her apartments. Okay. And what's so messed up about the story is, of course, she had been trying to get away from him. She had broken up with him. He was stalking her, doing all type of stuff like that. And unfortunately, he would not leave her alone. He did go ahead and turn himself in, so he is in custody. But what they end up finding out, which is the second video that's on my community wall, is that he was suspected in the unaliving of his child's mother years earlier. Okay, they share a son together, or shared a son together, and she was pregnant with a baby, and she disappeared. I think she disappeared in 2011, if I'm not mistaken, it said. They even had the Crime Stoppers thing where they had a family come on. And if you look at the video, you can see him standing there. He was in the Crime Stopper thing with his ex-girlfriend's mother. And you can see him looking crazy then, but for whatever reason, they never connected him to her disappearance. And they said that she still has not been found to this day. And she also was a nurse or either in school for nursing. Okay, unfortunately. So because of the fact that they have arrested him for what happened on Saturday, they are now looking into his ex-girlfriend's disappearance. Now they are reopening that case. So that's really sad. Then it's a chick that's on TikTok currently who she has different messages and stuff up of her ex-boyfriend, threatening her. She playing voicemails. There's even a video of him actually in her car window threatening her, and he actually cocks a weapon in the video. She is currently going through this right now. It's so much of that going on. It's been going on for years. And it also made me, hey, Stacey Robinson, it also made me think about what happened to a classmate of mine that I have been knowing since we were in elementary school. As a matter of fact, me, her, and another one of our friends actually had a little singing group, because I don't know if I ever told y'all, I used to sing. I used to sing before I fucked my voice up. I can still sing now, but of course, But anyway, me, her, and my other girlfriend, when we were in middle school, we had a little singing group, and we would go around to different schools and little talent things, and we would sing. And one of our favorite songs to sing, the main song that we sung was Mary J. Blige, "You Bring Me Joy." But anyway, when we got in the 12th grade, which was in '99, she was dating this guy. He was a little bit older than her, but she was dating this guy. She was working at the Sunglass Hut at the time, and she tried to leave him alone. He would not leave her alone. He would constantly call her phone, following her home, following her up at the school. This is all while we're in the 12th grade. So on March the 24th, 1999, he went to her home after stalking her and following her from working home. And she asked him, like, why are you doing this? And he was like, I don't have nothing else better to do. She was on the phone with one of our mutual friends from like 11:45 to like 1:30 in the morning. He ended up coming to the house that very morning. She was there with her parents, and he set the house on fire. The father managed to get out. The father had to jump out of a window. He tried to get her and the mother to jump out of a window because actually the way that it went, him and her name was April Fleming. You can look it up. Her name was April Fleming. Him and April would have gotten out the house, but her and her mother were super, super close. I think they had the same birthday. And she did not jump out that window. She went back in the room with her mother. And when they found her and her mother hugged up in the bed because, of course, they ended up dying from carbon monoxide poisoning. Like I said, that happened March 24th, 1999. When they ended up having her and her mother's funeral, they had their funerals together. They buried her in our cap and gown. They had our high school thing, of course, on her casket. It was the saddest thing ever. But it just made me go back to that time to where it's so many people out here that is experiencing domestic violence or just experiencing people not knowing how to let go. And the fact that it's 2023 and this is continuing to happen, and it doesn't only happen with women, it happens with men too. And it's just sad. As a person who is single, some people wonder like why some of y'all stay single. It's shit like this, okay? Because you take a chance trying to meet people, and all crazy don't always appear at the beginning. Sometimes it is they do, but a lot of times people will have their excuse me, have their representatives on, and they will show you one side, and then by the time you get in with them, they showing you something else. And then when you don't want to have nothing to do with them, um, they go crazy. The laws definitely need to be changed, but they also need to do more, because that's just like, okay, we put up the national domestic abuse hotline. But a lot of them services that they claim that they have, they be very slow acting on a lot of different things. When you're getting restraining orders on people, they don't adhere to that. Even some women who do go and leave and go to homeless shelters or just domestic violence shelters, a lot of times they are treated bad, even by the shelter itself. It's just a lot of stuff that they have to go through that makes it to where they are unsafe. So a lot of times they will stay because they looking at it like, and it's a shame that something has to happen to you in order for them to do anything, and even the security at the damn hospital that she at, they knew what was going on and they watched it happen. He must have shot her as soon as she got in the car, because they did hear the gunshots. So the police was immediately notified, but it was too late by the time, because as soon as he forced her in and got in the car, he shot her because they heard the shots before he even pulled off, you know, and it's just messed up. And the restraining order is nothing special. Mental illness that care. I mean, they don't care about no restraining order. You're so true. Is that so true? They don't care about no restraining order, unfortunately. You know what I'm saying? So it was just really sad, because even when I talked to my cousin yesterday, like I said, she's still currently in there. I talked to her yesterday, and she was comforting her nurse that she got now, because the nurse was just saying in the background how upset, of course, all her coworkers are upset, like this just recently happened. So she was comforting her, and she was sad because she was like, I had just seen her. Oh, okay, okay, no problem. So she had just seen the nurse. That was my cousin's nurse that night, because she worked the overnight shift and she got off at 7. So imagine your nurse, and my cousin said she was really, really nice. So imagine you seeing your nurse and everything, and then to find out that as soon as she left her shift, she pretty much was walked out the door immediately to her death. So that was just fucked up, you know. And again, I just feel bad for people that's in that situation. I pray I never get in a situation. I thank God in my adult life I have not been a part of no situation like that. Not even just the domestic violence as far as me being an adult, but me not having to deal with nobody that have stalker vibes. Like I only dealt with like one guy when I was younger, to where he would call my phone 1,000 fucking times, but he was not from here. And I was easily able to, you know, just slip on or whatever. But to everybody, when you do start to notice things, you know, it's you got to do something about it as much as you can do. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like if you let your job know what's going on, unfortunately, they need to do more to be have it to where you are more secure. And it just got to be different things that are done, you know, and red flags to look at. And this is whether it is men or women. When people do not know how to respect just regular normal boundaries, if they're calling your phone 1,000 times, that's an issue. That's an issue. You know, having your heart broke is something that is not easy for anybody. We all have been there. Okay. But as an adult, you understand that shit happened. Life goes the fuck on. Not to say that you are not going to have your feelings, but if somebody decides that they don't want to have shit to do with you, you need to respect that shit. For you to continue to try to contact somebody, stalk them, that is stalking. If you trying to contact somebody and they're not fucking responding, it's for a goddamn reason. If you're doing that, that is stalking. If somebody is not respecting your fucking boundaries, that is stalking. That is a problem. Hey, Miss Carpy. So that's definitely something that everybody, hey Deborah, everybody have to be weary of. You know, go the fuck on about your business. That's weird. And ladies, be careful of that. Men, be careful of that, because there are women who will do that shit too. It is women who have killed men who did not want to have shit to do with them for whatever reason. Okay, all of us have been rejected at some point in time. Don't throw your life away. There's other human beings out here. My daughter told me on Instagram, the question was asked, would you rather have a fat man doing that or abusive man? They said an abusive man. I wouldn't want to be bothered with either. Let me tell you something. As I've gotten older, I look at shit I look at things that I used to ignore. And like I said, thank God. When I look back to even my worst relationship, I thank God that I've never ran into anyone who, when shit was over, they violated the boundary. And I was never the type to violate the boundary. If a nigga broke up with me, yes, it hurt my heart. I cried, blah, blah, blah. But I think the Leo pride in me never allowed me to constantly call somebody's fucking phone. And majority of my exes, I say except one, and that's only because he moved out of town, I'm still cool with to this day. And if you were to ever talk to any of them, they will never tell you that I called their phone 1,000 times. I tried to find out where they were. I have always been to the point to where anything, whether it's friendship, I have cut family off. When something is over, even if it's not from my end, I have learned to accept that shit. I'm not about to do that. And I'm very much like that when it comes to my boundaries. I look at that. If you are a person who do not know how to respect personal fucking boundaries, okay? And it's just difficult out here. Like I say, I think about what happened to that nurse. I think about the lady that's currently on TikTok. You got so many people in her comments talking about them going through the same thing, you know, them taking 13 years to leave somebody. I mean, this man is on TikTok literally threatening her. She playing voicemails of him threatening her, telling her that she ain't gonna live no more. And then again, the little TikTok she did where she showed him in her window threatening her and telling her to stop playing with him and to put her phone on do not disturb. And she has a big banner covering up his hand, but you can literally see his hand go and he cocks a gun. And today she was still currently dealing with that text messages. And I believe they share a child together. And this nurse that got killed, they share a child together. So imagine losing your mother. I think her son is only 7 years old. So now he out here without his mother. It's sad, you know. So that's what I've been looking at, unfortunately, and stuff. I didn't mean to be down with y'all, but I just had, that's why I said at the beginning of this live that it was gonna be kind of triggering because of the fact that yeah, it's a lot going on. If there's more people in here, I do not know as far as comments and stuff, because I see it's 29 people in here. I usually have more comments than this or whatever, but I don't know. StreamYard be acting stupid sometimes. It happens. It happens to the best of us. Okay, everybody that had their heart broke, and I talk about that with my son even now. You know, with him being 11 going on 12, I tell him, you know, it's going to be times where, you know, you may be with a girl, stuff may not work out. Allow her to walk away. Don't be, you know what I'm saying? Don't be with that stalkerish shit. It's other girls out here. It does, because it's happening too much. It's a lot of an auntie of mine um left her husband because he was doing weird shit, stalking her. She go to move on with her life because you don't want to do right. She go to move on with her life. He constantly stalking her, doing the same shit, calling her, calling the family, all types of shit. She laying in bed one day. He comes to her window and shoots her. She got shot twice in her abdomen because she was in the bed. So he came around to her window and he shot her twice. Thank God she survived. Now that was back in 2003. He is in prison now, but also too, I don't know whether she didn't do her research when she met him, but when you look at his record, he had been to prison previously for killing somebody else. But I don't think she knew that. So she met him maybe like a year or two after he got out of prison. And so that was also, when that happened to her, that's what made me Google anybody that I date. Now, as far as the so-called doxing, oh yeah, if I date you, you're getting doxed from the very fucking beginning. I let them know. That's why I don't need no no goddamn pet names and all that shit, no Pookie and no, I need to know your government name. And from that point forward, any guy that I have dated, any guy I have met, I do a background check on their ass, and I let them know I'm doing a goddamn background check, especially with me having a child. But he had just got she met him, but I think he had been out of prison for 2 years for a murder. He did 10 years. He meet her, and then next thing you know, when he ain't doing right and she want to leave, he calling her, showing up everywhere, and then he ends up shooting her. But like I said, thank God she survived. But he went right to her window while she was sleeping. He shot into the window, and she got shot twice in her abdomen. That happened in 2003. He is in prison now. Of course, he's not getting out this time. I don't know how the nigga got out the first time. Hey, Just Andrea, good morning. Hey, Miss Brandy. Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, be careful of that shit. Be as careful as you can. Also, ladies and gentlemen, we all have had our heart broke. It happens. Is it a fun feeling? No. It ain't nothing to be embarrassed about. But let people go on about their business. Let them go on about their business. Let them be. Is somebody else out here? Or just be by your fucking self. It ain't worth it. It ain't worth throwing your life away. It ain't worth your sanity. It's not worth it. Let motherfuckers go. Look at it as a blessing. If a sorry ass nigga or a sorry ass bitch disappear from your life, look at that shit as a blessing. Let that shit go. And that's just my thing. So that's pretty much all I had to say, y'all. I'm about to get in here and figure out what the hell we gonna have this afternoon. Like I said, me and Melvin gonna have a movie night and stuff. I'm about to work on some things. I'm about to start practicing. Good morning, Queen B. Yeah, leave. Shit, like we always say, look at it as the trash taking itself the fuck out. Okay? It done happened to the best of us, okay? It's nothing to be embarrassed about. It happens. You get with somebody, you think stuff is good, or they present a certain thing to you, they flip, you find out shit, it happens. It happens. But don't put yourself in jeopardy, and be careful if you do happen to get with somebody who is a stalker. I just told y'all 3 cases that happened. And a young lady is about to be buried, and her son is now without his mother because his sorry ass daddy just could not fucking let go. And the system failed her and her trying to get away from this man. Good morning, Detroit 313. Trying to get away from this man. At work as a nurse, for those of you that catch the replay, she was actually my cousin's nurse because my cousin is currently in the hospital. She was the overnight nurse for my cousin. She gets off work in the morning. Soon as she walks outside to try to go to her vehicle, her ex is outside, and you can see him on camera force that girl into the car. They hear gunshots go off as soon as she gets in the car. They find her hours later. Her body was inside of the truck in front of her apartments. and she has a 7-year-old son. And they said she had been got away from him. Okay, so again, my apologies for this being a heavy live, but that's just what was on my heart. To anybody that's in a domestic violence situation, um, I pray for your strength. I do say reach out, still reach out and try to get help if you can. Um, there are resources out here. I just pray that the resources have to get better. The support for men and women have to get better. These restraining orders have to be taken seriously. A lot of these laws need to be changed. It should not take for someone to have to physically do something to you in order for them to put a motherfucker in jail. Unfortunately, restraining orders are not enough. I don't, there's many reasons, just Andrea, but again, you would be surprised. A lot of men have gotten killed, being stalked or whatever. It's men out here that get abused. So I put it on the women and the men. You would be surprised. A lot of times you don't even hear from the men because they're too embarrassed to come out and say they're being abused. They get stalked. They get killed. It's a lot of cases of men who have left women as well, and the woman could not get over it, and they done got killed or set up. So that's why I say men and women get failed. It is both. I tell y'all, when I talk about stuff, yes, I am a woman first, but I look at both sexes because at the end of the day, we both exist within this world. And we both are affected by different things. Yeah, Detroit, she was my cousin's nurse. She was my cousin's overnight nurse. Hey Maverick Boo. And then when you watch the replay, Detroit, I spoke about one of my high school friends that got killed when we were in the 12th grade, a couple of months before graduation. Her ex-boyfriend, who had been stalking her, set her house on fire, and her mother ended up dying. And they had her funeral, and she was buried in our cap and gown. And they had a double funeral, and they had our school thing on her casket. It happened May 24th, 1999. Her name was April Fleming. And we were supposed to graduate, of course, June 10th, 1999. And I had been knowing that girl since we were in elementary, because like I said, back at that time, everybody went to the same elementary, middle school, and high school. I had been knowing that girl since we were literal kids. We had a little singing group and everything together. And one of my girlfriends to this day still have not been right since that happened. Yeah, but her name was April Fleming. Happened March 4th, 1999. They do get set up. They do get set up. Hey, G Butterfly. So, again, guys, I'm sorry for it. It just, sometimes I'm going to come on and I'm going to talk about heavy topics. I try to be as light as I can. But when something is on my mind, I'm just seeing it happening so much. It's something that just has to be said, so we got to be careful out here, ladies. And men have to be careful as well. You got crazy ass bitches out here too. Hey, Subi. And so outside of that, I'm enjoying my second day off. I've been working on ideas for charcuterie. Detroit and Subi, I am working on charcuterie. Okay. I think y'all heard me talk about it before, but I want to incorporate that into Sugar XO. So I've been actually looking up different things, and I'm going to start experimenting with that. I am excited. So I've been looking up organic flowers because I got to be extra. So I've been looking up organic flours, looking up cheeses and stuff. So I'm just gonna start messing around with that because I have been messing around with the sugar XO and stuff too. So that's coming back up. So yeah, yeah. So I'm gonna add that to it. Parents must talk to their young adult children about keeping their hands to themselves. Absolutely, Detroit. And they also must talk to them about the reality of heartbreak, the reality of rejection. You have to talk to them about that. Like I was saying earlier in the broadcast, we all have had our hearts broken. It's not a fun feeling at all. That's why majority of us, no matter what age you are, can relate to that damn Lenny Williams song, "Cause I Love You." We already know. Everybody can relate to that song, young and old, because we all have experienced that shit. We know how the fuck that shit feel. Okay. Yes. Yes, G Butterfly. It definitely should. It's an important conversation to have. But consequences of you not being able to control those feelings. But you have, that's why I say, even with Melvin, and of course I know he's young and he still has to learn. And you never know exactly what road your kid is gonna go down. But I even tell him, of course he knows not to hit girls, but I also talk to him real. I don't paint this fairy tale thing with him because you have a lot of people out here that they don't know how to accept rejection. And so I tell him, there are times where you are going to be rejected, whether you feel like it's justified or not. That's just like it's some people that you're going to meet that no matter how nice you are to them, they are not going to like your ass. I let him know that. I don't paint this unrealistic thing for him. I let him know you're going to run into some people to where, like Jill Scott say in her song, if you give them the world on a silver platter, they still going to be mad at your ass. It was Detroit. It was, and that really inspired me. I'm like, I want to do that shit. So I've been looking into it. I yes, I'm looking at I've been looking at stuff and experimenting, and I'm gonna start doing videos too, guys. When I do get all the ingredients and stuff, I'm gonna start uploading videos of me trying it, and then y'all give me your opinion. And then of course, like my Detroit elements, like Miss VJ, Subi Honey, and then Detroit, like when she come back home, y'all can let me know what y'all think. Yeah, no means no. No means fucking no. So that's all I gotta say, guys. But thank you all for being here with me. I'll see you guys when I can. I'm about to go in here and take care of some business. I'm enjoying my second day off. I want all of you to have a beautiful, beautiful Tuesday. And if I don't see you all this afternoon, I for sure will see you, excuse me, tomorrow morning. Have a good day, guys. Bye.